Story time on how airfreight.com won the PGA Tour. Well, at least saved the day for the tour. So there was an event planning company partnered with a tour, and one of their jobs was supplying the canopies used in the pavilion for multiple tour events. A tent needed for one of the tour's opening ceremonies was making its way from Georgia to Pebble Beach, using a large shipping company's next day air service. But they fumbled, dropped the bag, bogeyed, dubbed, whiffed, shanked. Somehow, the label fell off during transit and the shipment was lost. This happens. And ironically, the golf tournament was also sponsored by this large shipping company that couldn't deliver. The event company understandably went into panic mode. They contacted all the freight vendors that they'd worked with in the past, but no one could help. Thankfully though, they called airfreight.com, where they immediately got connected to Steve.
I'm Steve Janssen. I've been working with airfreight.com for almost 15 years. All I know throughout my business career is expedite. I like solving problems, and it's a new problem every day. I've always been good at figuring out creative solutions.
They explained the situation to Steve, giving all the details about the lost shipment and how, from their perspective, they needed a miracle.
This happens actually quite often, where a customer will have a piece of freight that is lost somehow in transit. When they make a call to that carrier, they get the runaround, and the problem doesn't really get solved. I know the carrier that they were using, and I knew the routing, and that the freight, if it was lost, could be at one of 3 different locations. I was able to get on the phone with the first of those 3 locations, and we were able to locate the freight within a matter of minutes. In about an hour and a half after the customer placed that call with us, we had it on board one of our expedited carriers that we use, and that freight was en route to California and actually delivered a day early.
So that particular tent was used for one of the largest and most important events of the PGA Tour that year, really saving this company's contract with the PGA.
After completing this order and saving their contract, this particular customer used us a dozen plus more times over the next few years to move their critical freight to various PGA Tour events across the United States.
And of course, in this ongoing relationship, they would just reach out now to Steve directly, their personal shipping consultant for emergency freight. So when it feels like you need a shipping miracle, turn to the experienced team at airfreight.com. We would love to help solve your problem.